Okay, welcome to this week's predictions. First game is Aston Villa at Wolves. Having beaten Chelsea last weekend and played so convincingly, I can't honestly see Villa slipping up against Wolves, especially as they've won two of their three away games in the league so far. I know Mick McCarthy's men had a deserved draw against Everton last week, but I think the pace of Villa's forwards on the counter-attack is going to be a decisive factor, so I'll go away win. Birmingham Sunderland, tough call really this one. Sunderland are doing great at the moment, draw at Man United and then a win in last Saturday's famous beach ball game. That probably would make Steve Bruce's men favourites for this, but I think Birmingham are a tough proposition at home, and I think their manager Alex McLeish realises that if Birmingham are to survive, then their best chances of doing that is to pick up points at home. So I'm going to go for a draw on that one. Bolton Everton, it's another tough call this one. Bolton haven't actually won a home game in the Premier League in 4 attempts this season, but I think they'll never get a better opportunity than this Sunday against Everton, because Everton are in Europa League action against Benfica by the time they get to the Reebok, and I don't think things are going great for Everton at the moment. They've had a bit of an uncertain start, drew at home with Wolves last weekend, and the results have been a bit up and down. So I'm going to predict Bolton's first home win of the season on that one. Burnley versus Wigan. Burnley's home form's pretty awesome, 4 wins out of 4 so far in the Premier League. I'm sure they'll be smarting after their defeat at Blackburn in that Lancashire derby last Sunday. But Wigan seem to be finding their feet now under Roberto Martinez, and I think their draw with Moneybags Manchester City last weekend was really well earned. But I think Owen Core's men will just have the edge here, so I'm going to go for a home win. Next one's Hull Portsmouth, which again is really going to be a really tight battle, I think, between two sides who are most likely to be facing relegation, I think, as we go into the second half of the season. Luck seems to have deserted Portsmouth a bit recently. I've watched them a couple of times on TV, and they don't really, to me, look like a side propping up the division. And I think they'll be good enough for a draw at the KC, so a draw for that one. Man City Fulham. Fulham faced a testing game with Roma in the Europa Cup on Thursday, while Manchester City have had a week to sort themselves out after their draw at Wigan. Mark Hughes got a really big squad crammed with a lot of quality, and I really can't see anything but a win for City. I think they'll be just too strong all round for Fulham, so a home win. Tottenham Stoke. Tottenham are right up there behind Man United and Chelsea. They've maintained their good start to the season, and I think if they're to make inroads into breaking into the top 4 this season, then it's games like Stoke at White Hart Lane that they're really going to have to win. Harry Redknapp there, the manager's got plenty of firepower, and I think his men will just have too much creativity and potency for Tony Pulis's men, so home win. Chelsea Blackburn, it's not a great time to be meeting Chelsea, I don't think, after their set piece problems against Villa at Villa Park last week. That obviously sparked a few team meetings, and a few harsh words were said between players and management, I think. But I think they're going to have too much for Blackburn. I'm sure Sam Allardyce will make sure his team are competitive, but I'm going to take Chelsea to bounce back and regain top spot in the Premier League over Manchester United, who obviously don't play till the Sunday. So home win on that one. Liverpool Man United. Liverpool really are in the midst of a nightmare at the moment, both in the league and Europe. But so often when you get games like this coming up, what you think might happen doesn't actually happen. I think United will have to be wary of a backlash, because I'm sure Rafa Benitez will drum into his team that if they lose, they will be 10 points behind Fergie's men, which is an awful long way off at this time of the season. Obviously for me, Liverpool's chances really hinge on whether Benitez can get Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres on the pitch. If he can, they'll have a chance. But United have had a long trip to Moscow this week, and I'm going to go for a draw. Final one is West Ham Arsenal. Arsenal really in a decent groove at the minute. They're playing some great football, probably the most consistent of all of the top teams at the minute. While the Hammers really are at the other end of the spectrum. They haven't won a home game so far in the Premier League, so this is really a no-brainer for me. I'm afraid Zola's not going to get any joy from this one, and I think his men will really have a job on containing Arsenal's attacking threat, which seems to come from everywhere in this side. So away win. Thank you.